Welcome to Beyond the Awards, a podcast from the British Wedding Film Festival. This is where we have honest conversations with filmmakers shaping wedding cinema, nominees, winners, and industry voices. I'm Joce.
And I'm Jeff, and as co-founders with Laura and Pete of the British Wedding Film Festival, we're excited to bring these conversations to you. For this episode of Beyond the Awards, we're doing something a little bit different. We're joined by Shanaya Arora, a photographer, podcaster, and one of the most recognisable voices in the Indian wedding industry.
Through years of podcasting, Shanaya has spent an incredible amount of time listening to people talk about weddings, relationships, families, and their stories.
Today, we're talking about what wedding filmmakers can learn from someone who understands what sits behind the image, the people, the stories, and the moments that actually matter. Shanaya, welcome.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Very good.
Shanaya.
Very good. A bit nervous that we've got an actual podcaster on, so we're just playing at it, really. So
we've been pretending for 4 months, and here you are with your years of podcasting.
I think I am very nervous because this is the first time when I'm on the other side. Because most of the time, it's very easy to put the questions out and let people answer it. And I think this is very interesting, and I'm very much looking forward to it for sure.
Great. Let's kick straight in with the icebreaker, shall we, Shanaya?
Yes.
On this show, we like to do a little icebreaker called 2 Truths and 1 Lie. And you give us the 3 facts, and then we'll have a discussion. And then right at the end of the podcast, we'll try to guess which was the lie. So, fire away.
I started my professional career as cabin crew and worked with airlines for several years. Wed FM started as a very different podcast from what it eventually became. I actually enjoy being in front of the camera more than behind it.
Mm-hmm. I think I know. I could tell you right now, but I'll wait to the end. But I think I've got a pretty good idea.
Have you been doing some research, Joce?
I have, actually. Yes.
Let's see if you win it.
Well, I think the last one's definitely true.
Mm-hmm.
Unless
I did see your story today that you love photography, that it's one of your favorite things to do. So, who knows?
I'm not answering yet, guys.
We'll quiz you, Shanaya. So it's a good segue, Shanaya, because you talked about Wed FM, the podcast that you've created. Can we start a little further back from that? And for anyone that doesn't know you yet, if you could tell us who Shanaya is and what this whole podcast that you've got, this big monster of a podcast that you've got, what that's about. Take us all back.
Without giving away your fact number 2.
1.
1.
I know what you guys trying to do, but that's okay because I'm not gatekeeping it for sure. Okay. People who don't know who Shanaya is, I think the best way to say is that, I'm someone who's been exploring whatever she wanted to do, and she just chased it and she lived through it, right? So I actually came from a hospitality background. I worked as a cabin crew. And with airlines for a couple of years. So I was trained very deeply in hospitality, service, and more importantly, understanding people. When I came into the wedding industry, I realized that, everybody was talking about everything because they were too scared to talk about the realistic stuff. I mean, they were talking about big fat weddings. People were talking about emotions. People were talking about, this makeup artist or this outfit and all of those things. But nobody were really talking about the unethical practices which happens in the wedding space. When I say unethical practices, I mean, nobody was talking about food getting, waste during the weddings. People were not talking about, because in Indian weddings, we do have some rituals where we involve pets in it, right? I'm sorry, not pets, but animals in it. So I wanted to talk about a lot of things. And when I started Wed FM, it actually started with my husband, Nitin. And he's okay. First, let me quickly tell you about Nitin. He is a very well celebrated photographer in India. His company name is Nitin Arora Photography. And me and him, we thought that, okay, let's talk about gears, let's talk about photography, skills, and everything. But, eh, we were like, we're not enjoying the process. And what's the whole point of doing it when you're not enjoying the process? And one day we both were sitting and like, I am not liking this. Like, we're just recording it and putting it on the Spotify, and we just don't like it. And we stopped recording. Then COVID happened. When COVID happened, a lot of realization happened. Me and him, we looked at each other. We said, I think it's time to revive Wed FM. Let's change the direction of it. You do whatever that you wanted to do with it. And that's how we have hosted, started hosting organizations like PETA India, Cry India. So those people came on board, and the entire route changed. We realized that Wed FM is becoming more like a community driven platform more than a podcast. People started talking about it. People started believing on it, started building change in it. So, and I think it just gives me a lot of joy to say this, that it's not me who has built Wed FM. It's the people who have accepted Wed FM in a way that it could bring some change.
Shanaya, with what you've just said, you have given us the answers to the two truth and one lie. But that's okay.
That's all right. That's all right.
See, I'm being very truthful.
Vidflow helps wedding and event filmmakers deliver their films in a premium Netflix-style experience that feels as cinematic as the work itself. Instead of juggling different platforms, download links, and USB sticks, Vidflow brings everything together into one beautifully branded platform.
And the best part? Your clients can watch their films directly on their TV with Vidflow's dedicated TV apps. No HDMI cables, no USB sticks. Just open the app on your TV and press play.
Built specifically for wedding and event filmmakers, Vidflow gives you everything you need in one place. Private galleries, streaming, downloads, and easy sharing.
You can also make the experience completely your own with your logo, color, fonts, website, and social links all built into the platform. So every gallery feels like an extension of your brand.
Visit vidflow.co/British Wedding Film Festival to get started. And as a listener of Beyond the Awards, you'll get your first 10 gigabytes of uploads on us.
But I was going to say, I think it is interesting. One of my first questions then is your podcast then, because obviously it has changed angle. What are some of the topics and themes that you cover today?
Sure. So we have spoken about child marriage. We have spoken about, like I've told you about PETA India. We have spoken about child marriage as well, child labor, to food being wasted. We have spoken about flowers that we use in the wedding space. I think many things, because the whole idea was to bring government and also the wedding industry together. So thankfully, we have just done a podcast with ITDC, that is, the tourism of India, Incredible India, right? So they were a part of it. So this is the whole idea of bringing some sort of a change into the wedding industry. Like I've just told you, that these are the things which is very easily put together. It's not something which is hard to do it, except for the things, which is related to our rituals or related to any religion. Because in India, when you get married, you just don't get married in one style, right? It's like you have different ways, people are getting married into, and then they have their rituals, their sentiments involved in it. And you have to be very, very careful what you're announcing. What change are you bringing? So, yeah. So these are the people that, we have covered. And we have, in fact, spoken to the king of, Udaipur, where most of the wedding happens. right? So I'm very
Wow.
grateful that those people could come on board and could bring some change on Wed FM India, or rather through Wed FM India.
One question that's popped into my head that's off script, I'm sorry about that, is
Sure.
how prevalent across the board from super rich to not so rich, how prevalent are arranged marriages, and what's India's kind of opinion, a take on it? You know, how does it fit in the culture?
Honestly speaking, I will give you in percentage, right? So, I can be wrong as well, but as per my understanding, it's still 40% of people who actually like to go for arranged marriage because they do not want to be in any situation where something goes wrong in the marriage and then they cannot go back to their parents and then say that, hey, I think we need some help. So, but rest of the percentage still believes in choosing their own partners. Now, because we have LGBTQ community, now we have people, believing in live-in relationship. Now people are believing, first to even see if they are, I- I'm, I'm sorry, I don't know whether it's relevant or not, but we are all adults. They also want to see whether they are compatible enough with each other, whether it's their sex life, whether it's their professional life, whatever life that they're choosing to build together. So I'm glad that people are very, very smart. They know what they're choosing for. And so the percentage would be 40%. And it has
Wow.
nothing to do with rich or poor or anything. It's just about the mindset. That's it.
So, if even with an arranged marriage, do the couple get, say, a year to spend together before the wedding to see if they're compatible?
Of course,
Yeah.
we call it courtship period. Of course, sometimes, here we call it a roka ceremony. What is roka ceremony? It's like families meet together and they say that from now onwards, your daughter is mine and your son is ours. It's like now you cannot go and, see any other girl. Now you can't go and see any other guy, right? So when the roka happens, it completely depends. Sometimes, the priest gets to decide what date he is fixing. If the date is for next year or maybe for after a few months, then the wait is for too long. But sometimes family themselves says that I think now, the couple is stopped for each other. Now, even if they want, they can probably enjoy their courtship period or just have fun with each other, just go out, travel, see the compatibility however they want to see. And also one point that I really want to mention over here, because of the courtship period, a lot of time we see that people do figure it out whether they want to live together or not. I have personally seen people breaking their roka ceremonies, and sometimes that the bond gets too strong that it feels like they have actually done a love marriage. So it completely depends, what you're choosing for yourself.
What kind of audience have you built? Like well, in fact, two questions about this. What kind of guests do you have on the show? Do you interview any couples? And are they mostly the people that listen to it rather than talk on your podcast?
I haven't really done a podcast with any couple except for me and my husband. Yeah. And the reason why we haven't done that, because for season 1, we have kept things related to photography. For season 2, it was all the unethical practices that I wanted to cover. And now we have a different segment for all the unethical practices which happens in the wedding space. We call it Wed FM Udan. So that doesn't get dissolved. Even if we start, featuring photographers or couples or some wedding related, people. So that was a whole idea. So yeah, so Jay, I really haven't, done a podcast with any couple, but for season 3, I definitely will be hosting a real couple who have literally spent, first, like more than 25 years together, couples who have spent like 10 years together, couples who have just spent 6 months together. So that's the whole idea, because I want to see what changes within the years being a couple, because it's not about only weddings, it's about marriage ultimately, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't understand marriage and if we're just talking about weddings, that means we are not aware enough yet.
When you started the podcast, did you actually believe it could become India's #1 wedding podcast?
Honestly speaking, I think you were too kind to even say that. I actually did not. Maybe I actually didn't think about it. Still, I don't think about it as that it's something so big that I've created. I got to know when I first searched myself. I was like, let me search myself on Google. I was like, wow. I mean, how did that happen? Maybe because I was just focused like this and I was just putting the content over there. And yeah. And every time I was meeting people, somebody was telling me that, hey, you are literally the voice of wedding industry. Because of you, we are getting rooms in the property. Because of you, the makeup artist is letting us shoot. Because of you, this is happening, that is happening. I was like, oh my God, I didn't even realize talking about such basic things. I mean, where people were so scared of talking about these things because they were like, no, if we talk about this, we might lose business. But it was about standing on the things that you believe on. So yeah, I
it's
think
honest
like
and
I,
it's
yeah, like I
raw and
always
it's honest, and
say.
you've captured the imagination of the public. So big kudos for that. I've got a little kind of confession to make. The other day, I actually, a little plug for our British Wedding Film Festival. I actually asked AI which was the most prestigious wedding film contest, and it came back with us. Yay!
It did.
So you guys are amazing.
What have you? What's been the perception of? In fact, two questions. Again, I feel like every time I ask a question, there's different layers to this. What's the sort of like filmmaking, if you know much about this, industry like weddings specifically in India? How big of a market is that?
Oh, it's huge. Like
compared to
when I
Britain,
say, yeah, it's huge. And honestly speaking, because I'm also a marketing strategist, right? And I've been handling. I've been working with my husband with his photography company, and I've realized this thing that it's a constant work because every now and then somebody or the other is joining, right? And becoming a wedding photographer. I'm not saying that this is the easy way out, but they are better storytellers. And now, even the bride and groom, they are not accepting just the maybe the vintage way of photography. They want to try something new every now and then. So the competition has definitely increased. When it comes to filmmaking, that's where the change begin, right? Because I feel that photography definitely can vary, but with with the films, you know what happens? Because for example, you are a filmmaker, sorry, not an example. uh, so if you are using a particular song in one of your films, right, and if this is the song which is being trending, I cannot use the same music, right? So I have to bring change constantly, and it becomes really tiring at times because every film needs to look different. Every film needs to tell visual story. And I personally feel when things are moving, we say that it's easy to put a story behind it, but believe me, it's more harder than the photography, because then you have to constantly think about new ideas, constantly think about better interview questions so that a bride can cry, the father can cry, what sequence you want to do. Yeah, like you just cannot imagine things, right? You like have to be on your toes. You have to look like be an observer all the time that, oh, I think this is what I want to do at this moment. The friends are laughing. So let me just pan my camera and just say, okay, let me just run to my friends. So a lot of things changes in like few seconds. And we've been seeing the changes everywhere. Yeah. And you guys will be very, very happy to know this, that in India, people have started actually not, I won't say started now, but it's been a couple of years that people have started realizing that awards are also very important. Okay. And and
We
the
like
reason
that.
why I say that, because awards are like acknowledgement to your work, right? And it gets easier. Like, for example, beyond the awards, right? If we put it out there that, okay, I am the winner of Beyond the Awards, it's more like a designation. It's more like a recognition for me. My clients are already aware that my photographer, the photographer that I'm hiring, has, achieved something, I mean, which has been seen by 1,000 people, and he or she has crossed many paths to achieve this. So, one of your major battle gets forfeited. That's what I feel.
A friend of ours said as well that it's not so much the winning of awards that improves your work, it's entering that improves your work, because you got to put that extra mile in, once you've entered something. So
yeah. And by the way, when I say that, today is the day when we have actually got the award for the editorial photography in Wedding Sutra Photography Awards. Yeah.
Yay! Well done.
Thank
Very
you.
good.
Thank you. Yeah.
Very good. So Indian weddings are often associated with scale and extravagance and a huge guest list, which, I've got a lot of experience of.
Well, we spoke to Badal recently, and he talked about 200,000, was it, Jeff? Guests?
Yeah. 200,000, yeah. I can't even imagine it. So, is that aspect of Indian weddings changing? Are couples beginning to want something more intimate and personal, do you think, in India?
Well, we still call 400 people as an intimate wedding.
Okay, we've got a different viewpoint on this. Okay. Crikey.
No, I'll tell you something. With India, we say in Hindi, we say that Atithi Devo Bhava. That means that guests, I don't know how to say this, like Atithi Devo Bhava, guests are treated like gods, right? So for us, this is the way of giving it back to our families, to our society. So when, someone gets married within the family, the first thing that they want to do is to invite a lot of people, right? They say that, hey, come celebrate with us. You must be aware that Indian weddings are just not celebrated for one day. Sometimes like for 6 days, sometimes 5 days, 7 days. I've been to a wedding like where the celebration happened for 10 days. And I'm not joking, right?
Wow.
Yeah, because the groom was from different culture and the bride was from different culture. And they wanted to celebrate both the culture differently. So I was like, wow. I mean, this is a real celebration. And yeah.
Even to be a guest, I'd struggle.
Yeah, that for 10 days. That's
I was happy that I was making money.
Yeah, that'd be nice actually to get that gig. 10 days. What would you quote for that? Joce?
One of the things that fascinates me though about Indian weddings is because of the scale and the extravagance of it. Like from a wedding filmmaking perspective, do you feel that for couples, it's the whole as cliche of a word as that can be? Do you think storytelling is still the most important part, rather than just documenting the spectacle of how the wedding looked?
Honestly speaking, that storytelling is something which is incredibly important, because we are slowly moving away from just documenting what a wedding looked like to documenting what the wedding actually meant, right? Earlier, we used to just record weddings because people wanted to just document it, how much money somebody has given, how much money that they have put in. So all those things. Now people wants to see that what kind of feeling that I had when I went on my event. They want to feel that same thing whenever they want to see the film, right? Um, because you don't spend, as a bride and groom, you don't spend a lot of time with your parents. You don't spend a lot of time with your grandmother. You don't know how much time she cried. You don't know how much your friends enjoyed, how much, they had fun in your wedding. So everything needs to be recorded so that they can feel what exactly has happened in the wedding space. So you're going to want to remember the conversation you had with your sister 5 minutes before you walked into the ceremony. I mean, that is the story. And I think Indian weddings are particularly rich when it comes to storytelling, because there are so many layers of family, rituals, relationships, different generations, different cultures, and different emotions happening simultaneously. Sometimes the most powerful moment at an Indian wedding isn't the grand entry or the decor. It's like mother fixing her daughter's jewelry. It's father standing quietly in the corner because he doesn't quite know how to process the fact the daughter is getting married. It literally gives me goosebumps at this moment when I talk about such moments. There are like lot of moments where people wants to see what is the story behind this wedding. They don't want to know what is a perfect moment that we usually put it out there. They just don't want to see that. They want to see the raw moments being captured and put it out there as it is. Even when it's raining, something got effed up during the wedding space or whatsoever, they just want everything to be recorded as it is and put it out there as a story. So story is the key word. Like we say that we all are made of stories. So why not to put it out there? Right? So without storytelling, we are not even specialized in what we do. I don't know whether that makes sense.
You pretty much answered the next 4 questions with that, so that's good.
Well, I'd like to go straight into like the sort of like controversial, provocative thoughts, which is, so we talk about storytelling, real emotions, that kind of thing. Do you think that weddings are becoming too much about Instagram these days?
Ooh, it is. For sure it is. I think I have seen not most of actually, sometimes brides coming and saying that, hey, can you make my reel viral? Can you make me feature on XYZ magazine? Yeah, so it happens most of the time. Earlier, it used to bother us. We used to feel that I think the art is more about putting what's working on Instagram, what's working on, virality. But we have started using this as a marketing tool. Why not? I mean, if people are evolving, we should be evolving too. Now we know that Instagram exists. Now we know people are willing to be on Instagram. So either you can choose it or neglect it. And I think we have chosen it because we feel that why not to turn this into your own favor, right? If somebody wants to, make themselves viral, then please give us some time to make things viral then, right?
Okay.
Now I'm glad that they're spending so much time with photographers. They want to make sure that, okay, we want to do this, we want to do that. And they have like full spreadsheets where they write that this is the time that I will be giving it to the photographers. And we're happy about it. I have seen brides waking up at like 4 in the morning on the wedding day where they have just slept like for 2 hours just because they want photos. So I'm very happy about this. It's just working in photographers' favors. It's going to give us more business. The more we will be seen, the more things we will be doing. I think it's just going to work into our favors. Why not to just start being evolving into what's coming on our way? Why not?
It seems that your opinion is Instagram has improved weddings as a whole. Is that the case?
Definitely.
Definitely.
I won't say improve. I will just say that it has given us many ways to market ourselves. Yeah. Improve is up to an artist.
You mean from as a wedding professional, it's kind of been a great business tool?
Absolutely. Honestly, it's been 12 years for me and more than 15 years for my husband. And I remember that how much we still do though. We used to put so much attention onto our website, right? That, our website needs to be up to date. Nothing can, be missed out so that people can just, whenever people are searching for us, they should be seeing our work in a nicer way, the way we want to. We still do it. But I feel that right now or these days, people don't go on Google, right? Who's the best photographer? They rather use Instagram SEO, right? And search for photographers and then search for, okay, if this photographer has done these many celebrity weddings, or this photographer has been featured on Vogue, this photographer has been featured on XYZ magazine. So that's how people judge your work now. Also, if both the things are not there, but how much reach you have, if your reels or if your photos, let's say, have like views in millions or even in Ks, so they're like, oh, happy. My photos will also go viral. But one thing that I would love to, most of the time I tell this to my brides, that creating content is in our hands. Making it viral is not in our hands. It's only the audience who decides what they like. Sometimes we say that, oh my God, what an incredible photo that we have put. But audience might not like it. So it's really not about an approval of your art. Definitely. Awards are definitely an approval of your art, I feel. Because that's how you get the acknowledgement. That's how you get some sort of validation. But yeah, social media is not a validation of the work that you create for yourself.
Do you think couples are spending too much money trying to impress people who won't remember their wedding 5 years later?
As much as I want to say no, I think yes. And it has a lot to do again with social media, because I think I was having this discussion with my friend, and the discussion wasn't related to photography. We were talking about that how, when people do any charity, why do they put it out there on social media?
Yeah.
Right? So we were having this discussion, and with that, she said that they are doing charity because they want to post it on social media. People who actually wants to do charity will not even let the other person know that I have done something for charity. That is charity. Charity is when nobody has heard about this, nobody has seen it, and nobody has spoken about it. Right? So this was a conversation I was having. And with that, it moved to a conversation that this is exactly what couples are doing. They have forgotten that what is that feeling when they're actually getting married. They want to spend, those are the last hours they will be spending with their family members. But they're actually saying that, Papa, don't bother me. I want to shoot this reel. Mom, go, leave the room, please. So just imagine. I mean, why would you want to do that? These are the moments you're going to miss. Don't do it. Let it flow. That is the reason you've hired a right photographer and videographer for yourself so that he or she can provide you that. You don't have to pretend that you are having a perfect wedding. So
I definitely agree with everything you just said. Well, I'm probably showing my age though.
It.
Yeah, it's not about the gram,
I was
is
so
it?
embarrassed. I'm sorry that I'm talking too much onto this.
That's
but
fine.
Because it's a recent thing which I've seen, and I was really embarrassed because the mom was crying and the bride was just like shooting the reels because she wanted to shoot herself. I was like, she's crying. I think she probably needs a hug. That's it. Why are you not focusing on her right now? So
yeah, it's gone too far, hasn't it?
I know.
That surprised me that this is happening. Crikey.
Yeah. I wonder if do you think that Instagram has changed the way couples think a wedding should look and what a wedding should be?
I won't blame just Instagram. I think overall social media, because except for India, there are places where TikTok, where are like most of the other platform works, and I've realized because of oh sorry, cut sorry.
That's all right. I can edit that out.
Yeah. So it's just not about only Instagram. There are many platforms like TikTok or maybe YouTube Shorts, and the short format content where people wants to be just seen and being available and be just there. Why that has changed? Because this is what I think. Previously, we never used to have an access to celebrities. We've never realized what they are doing into their lives, how they are getting married, what vendor have they hired, who's the makeup artist behind. Now we have an access to a celebrity life. Now I am only comparing my life. If I have money, I'm only comparing my life to a celebrity. If she has gotten married, I would want to get married the same way the celebrity has gotten married, right? So this is only happening because we've gotten access to a lot of things, right? We didn't know about, let's say, I don't know if I should say this or not. Most of the things were happening under the table. There are a lot of things, right? But now everything is happening openly. People are accepting live-in relationship. People are accepting whatever that they want to call themselves. Everything is being accepted openly, right? So there is so much openness to the society that we are living in that we have really forgotten the real meaning of relationships. And I've told you that marriage is one thing and wedding is one thing. if we are not realizing that ultimately it's the marriage who's going to decide, and marriage is very, very important decision that you make. It's not about how much money you're spending and how rich is the boy, how rich is the girl. It has nothing to do with it. I think everything comes back to your manners, comes back to how you perceive things, what your boundaries are, a lot of things, yeah. I don't think so. People are actually thinking about these things. They're just thinking about, oh, my boy has that much of followers. I think I should be just, getting married to this person. But this is not how it works.
Yeah, we're getting deep, aren't we? This is usually we just talk about cameras.
I don't even know whether I've given you the right answer or not. I just
absolutely.
I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. I think it's just getting your opinion on this.
No, I knew this would be a deep one. It's you're a whole new level of guest for us, so it's great. I'm loving it. I'm digging it.
I'm taking this as a compliment.
Yes, it's meant as a compliment.
Yeah.
This is a can of worms, but do you think can a $10 million wedding actually be less meaningful than a $20,000 wedding?
I want to say this loudly. Yes. Yes. I mean, money has nothing to do with any meaning that you're putting into a wedding for yourself. Believe me, I have seen a small scale wedding being so meaningful. Then people are spending a lot of money on celebrities, then spending a lot of money on hell lot of money into good vendors. I mean, this photographer is, came from this place, or this, maybe a planner has done this wedding. All of this, small vendors, small weddings, small setup, but what meaning behind it? It's beautiful. Believe me, money has nothing to do with it. And I don't know. I am an old school girl and rather woman. I personally feel that that the whole point is meaning, right? Okay. What is the meaning that you're putting behind the wedding that you're doing? If you can't do it, I have seen, brides changing the whole mindset, like having a women priest, right?
Yeah.
Wherein we know that in India, we mostly have male priest doing the wedding rituals. But they want to do it with a woman narrating the feras, the 7 vows that we take. Isn't it beautiful? Now we have a meaning to it. That she wanted a woman to say what the 7 vows should sound like. And then there are lot of things that changes. Like, for example, there is this ritual in India where we say Kanyadan. So Kanyadan means when there is this ritual when you tie the knot with the groom and you say, now the daughter is yours, right? So instead of that, now people are doing Kuvardan. What is Kuvardan? So it's like, now we will do the opposite as well. If I am giving you my daughter, I want to make sure that you also give your son. So now this is putting meaning behind the rituals. You're not changing things. But you're just altering things. You're just putting little meaning. You're just putting little expectations, right? For example, when it was expected in earlier days, bride's family to spend money in the wedding, right? Now people decide themselves that, okay, let's do 50-50. Let's spend this much, let's spend this much, or let's do this much. So everything is about meaning, really. And I personally feel that this is the first step you get to know whether this is going to turn into a good marriage or not when you see these things unfolding. When you see little humanity, little love, little compassion into into the making of your wedding, into the making of your marriage, right? So that is very important. That's what I feel.
It seems there are a few things like in parallel with the British kind of wedding trends. In that, more and more the families are getting together to pay. It always used to traditionally be the bride's family, and I don't know how far you got to go back, but the vicar or priest used to say, "I now pronounce you man and wife." Like the wife isn't the person, you're the man and you're the wife.
Oh my
and they
God.
changed that to husband and wife, because why not? So yeah, it's similar over here. Okay.
Absolutely.
I fear you might have already answered this one, but if you can think of something new, do your best. But
Okay.
is there a wedding trend that you secretly wished would disappear?
Have you seen that trend where the moment bride and groom exchange the garland and the color pop comes behind it? Have you seen?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I want to stop that.
That's very Instagram, isn't it? It's just...
It ruins, first of all, the environment. It scares the birds.
Yeah, and the grandparents.
Exactly. After that mini second, it ruins the video, right? Because everything becomes so hazy that the bride is doing this or this later on. You just don't have the perfect moment for yourself.
I saw this really funny, there was this really funny reel actually, I don't know if it was on TikTok or Instagram, and the photographer missed it. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I haven't seen it.
It's like during the first kiss, like the videographer was recording, and I don't know what the photographer was doing. He was taking pictures.
He was checking his pictures. He was checking back on what he's already taken.
And then the colors just pop, and he's like, oh no! But obviously, by the time he realized it's gone, like once it's exploded, the moment is gone. Yeah, it's so funny.
Believe me, he could have AI it because we have so many pictures floating on the internet.
Yeah, AI. That's a good segue into the next
Very
section.
good, actually. Yeah, because as I'm sure you know, you're a photographer yourself, right, Shanaya?
Yes.
Do you use AI much in your workflow?
Wow. We absolutely do, but we still believe in old school sort of a thing because we do not want our art to get dissolved into the AI world, right? For example, we do have some of the applications which we use for sorting the pictures out. But honestly, as far as I know, my husband, he would again go back to those photos and recheck. And he'll be like, I still want to see whether AI has done the right job or not. Right? So, we definitely have tried many AI apps, but something which takes away our art, we do not want to use that at all. At all.
What scares you most or worries you most about AI entering? It's no longer entering because it's already been here for a while now, but being part of the wedding industry.
Authenticity. I think it just scares me so much. I mean, photography has always, carried a simple promise that this happened, I was there, I captured it. Right? And wedding photographers are not just content. They are a part of your family history. So when technology allows us to create something that looks completely real but never happened, we have to think very carefully about that. Don't you think so? What was captured,
Yeah,
what was
for
enhanced,
sure.
or what was generated? I think that distinction is going to become extremely important. That's what I feel.
Have you seen those new kind of films that are popping up, like in the past couple of weeks, of like AI would basically produce an action film with the bride and groom in it, and it's, you know, I've seen reels of like sort of all the wedding guests are crowding around a screen and watching it and going, oh wow, but all the you know, the creative, all they've done is put their photographs into this app and then it's come up with it. So that's pretty scary.
That's crazy.
You know, speaking as a videographer who, you know, if there was like a pre-wedding film that was made creatively by a filmmaker, then that deserves, you know, all the claps and all the attention. But if you know, if just AI is getting the same response, then I need to work in a bar or something, or the supermarket, because my job's over.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be very honest with you. I definitely get very, very excited about technology. But I do not want anything to replace our art. I definitely want something to give us some sort of efficiency, maybe some sort of enhancement. But we don't want anything to replace human art, right? Without an art, who are we? I mean, everything is an art and we don't want to reduce it or give it to AI. I mean, this is going to be such a fail for most of us.
I was going to say, do you think there'll be a point where couples specifically will stop essentially knowing whether something was generated by AI or actually authentic? When, you know, if they receive their wedding galleries.
I think they already knows. I mean, honestly speaking, the moment you see something, you are aware that this is AI generated, or I don't know, like, there is something about AI generated photos. You just get to know that this is not real, right? And yeah, like for example, like Lightroom gives you, like I've told you, that efficiency is important, right? Efficiency or some sort of help from an AI is good. It's not bad. Like for example, earlier in Lightroom, when we used to edit the photos, we had to go to Photoshop to clear the background and everything. Now Lightroom let us do it through AI, right? We just have to write it that, okay, clear this ant and clear this or clear this kid or whatever, right? It helps us. But this is called efficiency. This is not, I am not telling that please change the background, make it Italy, but you are actually sitting in the banquet. So it's not happening. We don't want to do that. We did not go to Italy to shoot this, and we are not putting it out there.
So should we flip straight onto the rapid fire round?
Let's do it. Yeah, I love that.
Do you want to go first, Joce?
All right. Rapid fire round, Shanaya. Big fat Indian wedding or intimate destination wedding?
Intimate destination wedding. I love celebration, but I love intimacy more.
Photographer or filmmaker?
Filmmaker.
Yay! Don't tell your husband.
Yeah, I love when things are moving.
First dance or Bharat?
Bharat.
Yeah, you can't be a good Bharat.
Incredibly joyful.
Yeah.
Honestly, Joce, wait until, I mean, have you done many Indian weddings, Joce?
I have. But
Yeah,
I assume doing
sure.
one in India is a whole different ball game. So
well, me and Jane shot a pretty big Indian wedding in Sicily, and I was so excited for Jane. She'd never been to an Indian wedding, and I was so excited for Jane to experience, and she couldn't believe the energy.
Ooh.
You know, she was like, "Oh my god, I want to be Indian!"
Jay, you're gonna come to India now.
Yes, we need to make it happen, Shanaya.
Definitely.
Yes.
Live band or DJ?
Live band.
Yeah?
Yeah, live band.
Depends on
why
the
not?
band.
Yeah, depends
Depends on the
band.
DJ as well.
Yeah.
Let me
Bollywood or
say
Hollywood?
Bollywood?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Bollywood.
Bollywood is actually so much bigger than Hollywood, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah.
it's a
I don't want to
powerhouse.
comment on it, but I would choose Bollywood.
Documentary or cinematic?
Documentary. Emotions first, guys.
Oh, interesting.
When it comes to wedding planner, essential or unnecessary?
Essential.
Yeah.
Especially when you're dealing with the complexity of a large Indian wedding.
Biggest wedding you've ever experienced?
I think it was. Oh, I should not talk about that wedding. Sorry.
Go on. Just change the names.
No, I can't do that. Honestly speaking, I've experienced, weddings that were extraordinary in scale. Because we do a lot of political weddings, right?
Mhm.
And they are mostly in bigger in scale. But I think what stays with us is never the number of guests. It's always the story and the people.
That is just too kind of such a political answer. Come on.
Yeah.
Most overrated wedding trend. You've kind of answered that before, really, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You already know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
next one.
I'll ask the next
Yeah,
one
go
then. One wedding tradition you would love Britain to adopt.
Oh.
I think the Bharat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
Yes.
cool, wouldn't it? But we're too
Yeah.
English though. We wouldn't be going for it like Indians.
No,
Yeah, just
no.
imagine the groom is coming on horse and no horse, because we are not advocating for the animals for sure.
Right. Okay. On a bike.
The bike, yes.
Okay. Is it
I think we can go back. It's
to
time.
circle
I think
back and try to guess?
I mean,
Yes,
look,
yes.
even
Yeah.
before your introduction, Shanaya, I'd already done some research. I knew that you once were a flight attendant. I think, and I knew that.
Ooh.
Yeah. And what was the second point? I can't remember. The
I
podcast that you've
started
got
with
didn't.
FM.
Yeah, it didn't start. You didn't set out, to kind of do what, and I think that's true. I think you kind of answered that. So the only option for the lie is that you like being behind the camera more than in front of it, or vice versa.
Yeah, it's the other way around, wasn't it? So that's a lie.
Yeah.
So you don't like being in front of the camera.
You don't like
Is that
being
right?
in front of the camera.
Guys, I mean, I can also play around with you guys, right?
Oh, it's not.
There was no lie.
Oh, I can't believe this.
So
Jeff,
it's
we
us
fell
thinking
for
it's
it.
too easy. We
Yeah,
fell
yeah,
right
I
into
was
the
like,
trap.
Easy.
Instagram.
Next, I was like, yeah, too easy this. I can't believe we got played.
We did, didn't we? Well and truly. Well done.
Goodness.
Oh, 1 second, Jay. You have seen my Instagram. You should know how much I love, being in
Yeah,
front
that's
of
true.
the camera as well.
No, that's true. You're the first one to do this. In fact, there was someone else that's done it, but that was a mistake.
They did it
Remember,
by
Jeff, our
mistake,
very
didn't
first? Yeah. Yours was intentional. Well played. You fooled me.
We've
So no lie.
been well and truly played. So, Shanaya,
Oh my God.
it's been great. It's been great. This is a different podcast to what we usually do, and I've loved it. We've gone pretty deep on some of the subjects, and that's been great. So thank you for coming on and and teaching us how to do podcasts, because we're still learning. We're still beginners, aren't we, Joce? Really.
How would you rate us, Shanaya, out of 10? How did we do?
Firstly, I want to say thank you to both of you. And then I would definitely rate you. I think you guys are 100 out of 10. And
there we go. 100 out of 10.
I'll tell you the reason. I am not sugarcoating this, but honestly, the hosts who are, I don't know how to say this, but the people who know how to keep the conversation going without sounding it boring, I think they're the perfect host, right? And you guys are amazing. Honestly, I didn't even feel like that I'm talking to you guys for the first time. It just felt like I've been like friends with you guys and we've been just like having this conversation now and then. So it was amazing, honestly.
Aww.
And I should be thanking you for hosting me. It was a great experience. I wish we could do this live. Like when I say live in the sense in person. But yes, we never say never.
No, I mean, thanks for the invitation. We'll be there next week.
Yeah, I'm
Take
just booking my flight now, actually.
already.
No, thank you so much, Shanaya. That's really
Thank
lovely.
you, Shanaya, very
Lovely
much
of you.
for joining us.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you so much. Take care.
take
All the
care.
best.
Bye.